But to look your enemy in the eye, knowing you'll remember his face for the rest of your life, now that takes a stomach much stronger than you'll ever have.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to one of the rarest and most beautiful things in my repertoire, an Indie Spotlight. Today we're going to be playing a little bit of Starcom Nexus, which is, I suppose, an action-adventure RPG space flight controller McDoodle. It's got some similarities to some games that we've been playing on the channel recently, such as Star Control Origins, and the developer has stated that he really appreciated some of the classic Starship Captain simulators like Starflight, the ur-quan Masters, or of course Escape Velocity. So some really good titles in there, and he has sent me a key and said do what you will with it, and I played a couple of hours yesterday and found it incredibly enjoyable, so we're going to show it off on the channel. Ooh. There we go. So we get to name our vessel, and we also get to name ourselves. So I'm Gul Survives. And our vessel's going to be called the Second Order. Let's start the game and see what it's like. Oh my. Now this game is heading into early access, and I'm usually terrified of early access titles, but I'm not actually concerned about this one. By virtue... here we are. What's going on here? Oh, hello. Channel open. Finally got command of your own ship, eh, Gul Survives? I guess it's really more of a shuttle, but I myself started on a station tug. At least yours is technically a starship. Kite Station isn't the most glamorous posting in Starcom, but like I said, we all started somewhere. Yes, sir. What's my first mission? I think my assignment roster calls it a delivery. But sure, we can call it a mission if you like. Your mission is to deliver the cargo in your hold to Kite Station. I believe you've got a replacement water purification system, several tons of mixed mineral resources, and a few dozen crates from an archaeology dig in Marduk Beta 3. Super interesting stuff. I think he's being sarcastic with me. When you get there, you see the Commodore for additional missions. Any chance that the Commodore will have anything more exciting? Last year I had to deliver a delegation of Arcturian diplomats to the Fornix 3 colony. Man, those guys can drink. Yeah, they can. Okay, so here we are. There we go, and here we go. First Officer Williams is going to tell me how to pilot my ship, which is probably going to help. Kite Station is marked on your HUD, sir. Is the flashing icon in the, well, down there. So what we can do is we can actually go to the map by pressing M. You can also press the middle mouse button. And you can see, if I zoom out plenty, this is our local cluster of systems, and we can see that there are several question marks here. Some of these may be planets, some of these may be stations. Whoopsie daisy. Let's click the middle mouse button in. To drive my ship around, I use W and D to turn. I use, A and D to turn, W to move forward. And you can see I have a targeting reticule. And I can fire in the general direction that I wish to. So let's go down here, see what happens. Looks like a small asteroid field ahead. We can easily steer around them, but it might be a good chance to get some target practice. Okay, so basically, I just fire in the direction of the asteroid, like so. I can move the ship independently of that as well. Nice shooting. Oh, of course it was. It's me doing it. I'm pretty magnificent like that. So, there we go. And sometimes you can pick up some resources from asteroids as well. That automatically happens, as long as you are close enough to said resources to pick them up. There we go. Take that, Space Rocks. Looks like you didn't need the practice after all. I know, right? I'm pretty cool like that. Let's continue onwards. That's odd, getting some strange readings from the sensors. Could be a solar flare. Helm control. Seems a little bit off, too. Seems worrying, doesn't it? Oh my, what's this? Looks like we're being pulled in. Sir? Don't mean to sound alarm, but... uh-oh. We're in trouble. It looks like the ribbon, doesn't it, from Star Trek? Ah! We've been pulled in. Hello? I don't know if these guys are friends or enemies, but we have appeared somewhere else. Oh, look, there's a station. There was a station. Oh my. What the hell just happened? Pardon my language, Commander. It seems we've got damage reports coming in from all sections. Instruments are offline. Damage controls teams are scrambling. Oh my, what the hell happened? Okay, nav computer is back online, but it's failing to resolve our position. It doesn't even recognize the stellar configuration. Either it's broken, or we're a long way from home. A lot of good products start like that, don't they? Alright, let's just have a little travel around and see what we can see. You can zoom in and out a little bit with the mouse roll bar. Scanners have picked up another Starcom signal. Looks like it's Kite Station. Maybe they know what happened. I've marked it on the HUD. That's up there, look. So let's try and get to Starcom and see what the heck's going on. Oh! Hello, hello. Intruder, you are in Chitik-controlled space. Identify yourself immediately or be destroyed. I'm Gul Survives, a human representative of Starcom. We're an organization of peaceful exploration. One of our research outposts was just destroyed, and there you are, an unidentified starship in our territory. Explain this! We were pulled into this region by a rift in space. I think that rift also destroyed your outpost. May as well be honest, right? A rift in space. Pulled your ship into the exact point in space occupied by our research outpost, thereby destroying it. That is incredible. Do you believe us? Our universal translator system may be having some issues with your language. Does incredible mean not credible? Not exactly. It means amazing or fantastic. I think it is telling that your language is as deceptive as its speakers. We believe you are agents of the Saurid. Not sure who they are. Disable your weapon systems and await our incredibly peaceful response. Okay. Hello. Oh! We're being fired on. Our ship is not very powerful at all. I think what we'll do is we're going to run for Starcom. If we get to Kite Station, it may well be able to help us. The enemy ship is coming back in, as we can see over here. Right, here we go. Here's the station. Let's see if those hostiles still try and get us now. You are outmatched, Captain. There you go. We've destroyed the enemy ship. Didn't drop any resources for us, sadly. Let's go and have a chat to Kite Station, shall we? Hello. Press X to dock. And here we are. Okay. Let's talk to the station commander with this button. You must be Gul Survives. When we detected a Starcom vessel, I was hoping it was Captain Lee. Thanks. No offence, but the Byzantium is a warship. What a great name, the Byzantium. We had no ship stocked at the station when, well, whatever the hell happened. It looks like you're the only starship we've got. That's most unfortunate. The Byzantium may be a battlecruiser, but we have some crates of ancient pottery. That's funny. Actually, you do have one advantage over the Byzantium. When we got pulled into that rift, we took some damage. Part of your cargo was some mineral resources we need for repair. Speaking of the rift, what the hell was it? I have no idea. A lot of our databanks were completely fried by the event, but I'm pretty sure we never had any record of a rift in space that pulls ships into another galaxy. So, here's our situation. Based on our initial encounters with a race called the Chitik, we're in unfriendly territory. We're low on resources, we've lost a lot of our technical data, we're stranded in another galaxy. But we've only got one starship, yours, and it's terrible. Thanks. What do you need us to do? First, get yourself to the shipyard. You're authorised to use any of the minerals you brought that we didn't use for repairs to make upgrades to your ship. Ooh. Make sure that you've got a surveyor module installed, because your next task is to do a survey of the planets in this system. See if there's anything we can use, or that might pose a threat. Then report back your findings. Alright, so the shipyard is up here. Let's click on there. Okay, hello, Mr. Chiang. Welcome to the shipyard, yes. I'm Lieutenant Chiang, Chief Engineer. Thanks to your cargo, we can make some upgrades to your ship. Cool. The ship configuration system is pretty self-explanatory. We have a lossless material recycler, so feel free to experiment with different builds. You won't lose resources. That's really nice. I like that. To simplify the ship build out, you can start with a blueprint. Since you're going to be doing surveys, I suggest a light surveyor. Okay, we'll do that for the moment. Let's do it. Light surveyor. Okay, and there's the new ship that we've got. We can see it's improved. It's got a couple of big old engines on it. Now, the thing that we can do is we can recycle modules at will if we choose to. I don't really know if I like this setup overly, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to recycle both of our cannons and both of our engines briefly. And I want to push the plasma turrets a little bit forward, and the engines I'm going to put directly behind. And that's, simply put, how you would create your ship. It's a very, very simple way of working, but it seems to work nicely. Maybe we'll have the bridge back as well. Yeah. Oh, the bridge cannot be recycled. That's unfortunate, isn't it? Well, oh well. In that case, we will put the surveyor module... Oh, we will put the reactor here. Here. Okay, that's fine. So effectively what you've got to do is you've got to build your entire ship around the bridge. So that's something that you'll always want to take into consideration. Perhaps we could... Here we go. I've got a bit of an idea. I think I want the surveyor there. I want the reactor here because it's kind of centrally placed. Let's get the plasma turrets, put them up forward. Ooh, there we go. I'm going to recycle those engines again as well because I wanted to push them up, didn't I? There you go, I'm satisfied with that configuration now. With the bridge right at the back, it's kind of like an underslung thing. Right, let's go. There you go. We can see the way that our ship looks now. I like that. I see 3 planets on our scanners that are survey candidates. Check them out. I will. Well, the first one's incredibly close, so we'll do this one first. So the Class D planet is unsurveyed. Let's click X to scan. Nice little scan effect there. There's no surface anomalies, so nothing interesting over there. Let's push ourselves forward to the one over here. See that we're moving a little bit faster by virtue of the fact that we've got some nice engines. There is an indicator of how many crew we've got as well down here. You can see we've got 15 at present. Okay, let's scan this one. Ooh, there's something interesting here. Surface anomaly detected. Press X to launch a survey team. I think I would like to see in this game an overall narration. One of the things that you find in a lot of games of this genre, and in fact the RTS genre in general, is you would have an overarching narrator. Surface anomaly detected. You know, things like that. I think that might be nice, and it might add to the experience a little bit. The source of the anomaly signal is an overgrown, abandoned research lab. Ooh. The upper levels of the lab have been ruined by centuries of exposure to the elements, but an underground facility, in an underground facility, the team finds what might be an intact AI core. The team's Xeno technician thinks he can either restart the core or cut out the memory banks and try to extract the data. Have him reboot the AI and see what he can tell us. This could be a bit of a risk. The technician uses the lander's computer to bootstrap the AI core, while the universal translator seems to translate what it says. It's apparently corrupted and only repeats, "Eyes locked, stop any key return." Okay. The technician is still able to extract a large amount of useful data from the cores. The team is also able to salvage some useful minerals from the equipment. So there we go, we've got a few bits and bobs. Okay, just one planet left. Let's go and take a look at it. Our survey team is back. Oh, I like that little star bloom effect down here. Isn't that lovely? Let's just zoom ourselves out a little smidge so we can see the planet when it comes up. Yeah, we're getting close now. And there is the next planet. The planets are really nicely detailed. I do like the planets that they made. Let's scan this one. Okay, there's an anomaly here. Let's land our survey team. Whee! There they go. Okay. The source of the anomalous readings is a small, dense titanium sphere which contains a transmitter emitting short, regular bursts at 1420 MHz. No other artificial objects were detected to explain the sphere's presence. How odd. There it is, look. Okay, that's all the planets in the system. Let's head back to the station. Oh my, oh my! Alright, we're being shot at. Let's run for it. I suppose we'll do some shooting while we're at it. Because we're not overly well equipped to have a fight at the moment, I don't think. I think we're a lot better equipped than we were. But there are 3 enemies, and that's a little bit telling, isn't it? Are they still locked onto us? They seem to be. So let's use our station's defences again. I love the way the ships kind of come apart. Super cool. We've got some cobalt there and some titanium. Very nice. Okay, we've destroyed our enemies. All of our crew still is alive, amazingly. Okay, let's see what Commander Miranda Price has to say. I've reviewed your logs from the system survey. That abandoned lab is interesting for 2 reasons. One, it suggests that there are other civilizations in the region besides the Chittick. Maybe some of them are less hostile. And 2, it seems like you found a treasure trove of research data. What's not to like? Which leads me to an update. I've got good news and bad news. The good news is that our own research lab is up and running again. And the bad news? A lot of our technical data seems to have been lost when the rift fried our systems, but Commander Chiang says that we can recover a lot of it using research data you discover here. So, add make lots of scientific discoveries to your to-do list. But first, head over to the research lab and see what you can do with what you found so far. Okay, that sounds like a great idea. So research is up here. This is a nice simple control system. Research. Hello, Mr. Chiang. Are you Chiang? I guess I'm doing double duty as research lab tech while the science officer is indisposed. Don't know what that means. Shipyard, the system is pretty user-friendly. Unlike the shipyard, once you've researched the technology, you can't get those points back, so choose carefully. Okay. Personally, I'd suggest researching turbo thrusters, if nothing else. It'll let your ship get somewhere in a hurry if you need to, or get away, as the case may be. That sounds very, very useful. We will listen to what he's asked us to do. So let's take those turbos. Great stuff. Good job. I officially promote you to research grad student. Thanks. Sorry, these could do with hanging around a little bit longer. Sorry to interrupt the science, sir, but Commander Price has an update for you. When you're finished here, I head to command section. There we go. Yeah, those things do need to hang around a little bit longer. Perhaps waiting until you actually do. Okay, so what else could we potentially do? Increase the energy production of our reactors. We've got 75 points. Increases the reserves of your reactors by 30%. Both very, very useful. Abstract applications, concrete applications for some theoretical models, giving small bonuses to scanner range, repair rate, and energy reserves. And if we continue downwards, we can... Well, this allows construction of ships up to 12 modules. Look at that, the Scout class. I like it. I think we're going to research that. Now, there's nothing else we're going to be able to research with 30 points, I shouldn't think. No, it doesn't look like it at the moment. That's fine. Let's pop to the shipyard briefly and see what we can do. We don't have a great deal of materials handy, but what we could potentially do is give ourselves another turret. I know this looks odd at the moment, but in fact, you know what? Let's briefly recycle it and put it here. But I do want to kind of have wings of cannons. I think that would be super duper cool. But there we go, we've got an additional turret now, that's quite nice. Let's go to the command segment and talk to Price. Our long-range scanners have detected a warp nexus in this sector. It definitely wasn't here when we arrived. Oh my. I don't know whether there is part of the phenomenon we encountered, this is part of the phenomenon we encountered earlier, or the result of your activities in this system. I hope there's a way back to Starcom base, even if it leads to another sector in Xeno. As my crew's calling this region, I still want to know what's on the other side. Okay, we'll take our ship to it. If it leads to another system, take a look around before reporting back. Hopefully you'll find some friendlies, or at least some more resources. Before heading out, make sure you do any tech research or ship upgrades you might need. Done. Alright, let's leave the station. And we can see that this new... I just hit the station, sorry. Burning. You do take damage from hitting solid objects. And there's our turbo boost with shift. Thanks. So we are moving a lot faster with that. Let's go through this warp nexus. And it's going to transport us to another sector. And here we are. It looks like there is an enemy ship here, which is something of a concern. Let's see what we can do about it. We've got 3 turrets now. There we go. We've got a few resources. Only 1 titanium, never mind. Let's survey this planet and see what we find, if anything. No surface anomalies. 2 more planets in the overall area. Oh no, there's 3 more planets in the overall area. Oh, more enemy ships, however. Boosting does seem to drain your ship's energy, so you've got to be careful about that. Try and go into a battle with full energy reserves. Oh, we didn't like that. Grab those resources. Excellent stuff. Scan this planet. Okay, there is an anomaly. Excellent, let's go. Oh, just having a sip of coffee there. Rocky plateau with unusual density readings turns out to be a disguised and apparently abandoned military fortress. That's super cool. Scans detect faint energy source coming from within. Have the team force their way in, or it's too risky. Let's chance it. Let's have the team force their way in. Oh no! The hidden fortress was no longer manned, but the team's rough entrance activated a number of automated defense drones which opened fire. The drones had apparently kept their raiders at bay. Kept other raiders at bay. In the fortress's storerooms was a large amount of military equipment. The equipment was antiquated by our standards, but could be recycled into useful mineral resources. But we lost 2 of our crew. We've only got 13 crew members left. That's a number that we need to keep an eye on desperately. Sad to lose crew members. Also, with fewer hands on deck, repairs will be slower. Next time we visit Kite Station, we should ask the Commodore, which is of course Price, whether she can assign us replacements. Okay. Right, let's just boost ourselves a little. If you're going a long distance, you can toggle auto thrust with C. So if I just do that, we get a little sound notifying us of what we've done, and auto thrust will happen. We don't need to hold down the W button anymore while we do this. Okay, looks like we're getting to the next planet now. Auto thrust off and scan this. I don't think we're going to be able to land here because it's a gas giant. Oh, proto-fusion. The core of this gas giant is registering neutrino emissions consistent with a deuterium fusion, despite not being nearly massive enough for stellar nucleosynthesis. It's possible that the giant's core has a... oh no, chiralite acting as a catalyst. Interesting. We're going to have to look up all of those words. Push forward. See that we've got another planetary body over here. You can see that the planets also change their iconography once you've surveyed them. They're no longer a question mark. This looks habitable. Oh, there's no surface anomalies, sadly. But we do know that we've got another one of these little warp junctions here. So let's go through that. We may as well continue our journey. We certainly haven't found any friendlies yet, or anything that I think is worth reporting back to our base. Of course, I may be wrong. Okay. Planet just down here, so let's go and have a quick sneaky peek. Graphically, I'm really enjoying this game so far. No surface anomalies over here. Let's see, there's another planet down there which is 200 kilometers? I think it would probably be kilometers because I don't think that's going to be AU, is it? AU is a vast unit of distance. Oh, hello. Looks like we've got a new friend. Hello. Go. Easy money. Let's scan the world. This looks habitable too. Ooh, there's something here. Let's go. And note that the enemy starship is coming in pretty fast. Things do pause in the outside world when you're doing things on a planet, so if you're scanning an anomaly and you've sent your team down, things pause. You can see that that's not moving. The temperate moon, it is habitable, shows evidence of extremely low-tech vertebrate species. But on the shoreline of the small freshwater lake, there is an artifact of an advanced civilization, a massive translucent tube-like structure. Energy readings suggest it's actively doing something. So, we can scan the structure with sonar, we can scan the structure with LiDAR, or we can attempt to remove a sample of the structure. I think we're going to go with LiDAR. At first, the LiDAR's beam seemed to scatter off the structure in random patterns, but after careful observation, the team's engineer realised the patterns were mathematical descriptions of the structure's geometry. That's cool. After trial and error, he discovered that transmitting the pattern representing the opposite side of the structure would cause a part of the artifact to slide back. That's super cool. Finally, when all the sides have been solved, the structure opened, revealing a trove of resources and valuable data. Nice. Really enjoyed that little description. I'm enjoying the description so far. Oh, I'm failing at this guy. Let's try and boost ourselves into close contention with him. There we go, got a couple of platinum there. It's hard to miss when you're right on top of your enemies. Right, I think we'll go for this planetoid next. But there is another enemy. 2 more enemies that we can see. These guys are pretty prolific, our enemies. But it keeps us out of trouble, I suppose. Or we're in trouble. And in a game like this, you want to be in trouble a little bit, don't you? Oh, that's much bigger. Knocked a few bits of him off. Come on. Oof, we took him out. Took a little bit of hull damage, but that will repair. Because we lost crew members, it will repair slower than it otherwise would. Interesting to see that we can have larger, more powerful enemy ships that can do more damage to us. I imagine that theme will continue as the game progresses, so we might come across some incredibly dangerous, humongous ships. Alright, we've got to look at a barren moon here. Oh, there's something here. Let's go. A few pieces of platinum. The lifeless planetoid has little atmosphere, both literally and figuratively. Some time ago, the fragments of a meteor were distributed over a wide area. Scattered among the chunks of iron and nickel are a small amount of platinum, which the survey team is able to recover. Excellent. Well done. Come on, survey team. Let's get you back. Thank you. Right, let's get down here, because we've got 2 more planetoids down here that we can survey. And also an enemy. Oh, that's a station. We're doing fine. Taking us a hot minute to destroy it, but it doesn't seem to be overly... oh, there we go, that got it. Hey. Plenty of resources that we've attracted onto the ship. Didn't take too much damage there, I'm quite impressed with this. Let's scan this planet. Oh, there's something here, let's go. On approach, heat plumes and seismic readings suggest that this structure is some kind of mining facility. No life signs are immediately detected, although the heavy dust makes visual and sensor observations tricky. Approach with caution. It seems that this is an automated mining facility operated by low-level drones who ignore the team's presence. Deep-bore drills bring yttrium to the ore to the surface, which the drones collect and process. Judging by the material composition of the equipment, this is a chitic facility. Ooh, we could collect the processed yttrium but leave the facility intact, collect the yttrium and disable the facility, dismantle the facility for more resources. I think we'll collect the resources and leave it active because we might be able to come back later and get some more. Yep, there you go, plus 25 yttrium. Good stuff. We'll find out if I'm correct about that later on. If not, then I'll probably dismantle the facility. And we can see that that remains as an exclamation mark up there, so we know that there's something more that we can do here. Right. Ooh, this planet's beautiful. And there's something here as well. The wreck of a small craft lies just below the sea surface near a cluster of rocky islands. Surface scans suggest that it's been there for some time. Among the island's small forest, the team spot a group of quadrupeds, curiously observing the lander. Try to communicate with the quadrupeds. The lander's universal translator facilitates some basic communication with the quadrupeds. One member, possibly a tribal elder, has a story that she feels is very important to convey. Two blue-eyed sisters and their little brother stood in a line in a sunset sea. The little brother kept a dark secret in greenstone water. The fisherman came and tried to coax the secret from him, but he learned too late that the green water must not run. They sailed away too late and wrecked their skiff off our shores, lest the green water pollute the whole ocean. When the fishermen came, we tell them this story. The green water must not run. The team's xenoculture expert observes the story has figurative and grammatical aspects that do not appear in the quadruped's normal speech. She speculates that it may be their attempt to preserve a narrative given to them by the wreck's survivors. So that's quite interesting. It's almost like talking in tongues, isn't it? Send a diver to explore the wreck and see what happens. A few research points. The wreck appears to have been breached shortly after crashing. It's in remarkably good condition, despite having apparently been flooded with seawater for what might have been centuries. The craft appears to be only outfitted for short-range travel, possibly a support vessel or a large life pod. While none of the equipment works, it does provide some useful data. Return to the ship. Interesting stuff. Let's continue onwards. Probably going to only do about another 5 or 10 minutes, I think, in this episode. Because I'd like to get your opinions. I can, of course, continue with this game, should you like me to. But my primary purpose here is to just show the game off a little bit for you guys. It is coming into early access in December. And I wanted to make you guys aware of it so you could take a look at it yourselves. There will be a link in the description below. Ooh, deep signal. Something within this planet is broadcasting powerful EM signal. We can detect no pattern, but the strength alone gives us some new data about the lower atmosphere of gas giants. Cool. Nothing like this structure in our database. Maybe it's one of the civilizations in the galaxy is really into abstract minimalist sculpture. Maybe. Let's get closer. No, it doesn't seem to do anything. That's fine. Let's pop up to one of these local planets. Of course we can boost, can't we? There is something up here, though, that I feel we should be aware of. Let's see what we've got. Hello. On behalf of the Saurid Republic, we bid you greetings. Who are you, and what are your intentions? We're human representatives of Starcom, and we come in peace. We do not know of the Starcom Collective, but accept your intentions of peace. How is it we have not encountered your kind before? We were transported to this region by a rift in space. Interesting. We have warp nexuses here that can be used to travel great distances, but what you describe is unknown to us. We would speak with you further, but we're on a search and rescue mission for our survey vessels, which is not reported in. Good luck with your search, my friend. Let's scan this. Oh no, not you, thank you. Good luck with your search. Okay, let's launch a survey team. There's a planet up there as well that we'll go to next. In a crater-scarred valley, the team finds an enormous derelict starship. Whether it crashed here after a battle or landed to make repairs and never took off again is unclear. What is clear is that the potential treasure trove of resources too rich to ignore. Have the team salvage the ship for resources. Ooh, we've got a lot of stuff. The outer hull is on the verge of disintegration from centuries or longer of exposure to the elements, but some of the inner decks yield large quantities of valuable material. Attached to the ship's drive is a strange device. Set of 4 concentric rings encased in a translucent sphere, like some kind of gyroscope. The team carefully separates the artifact and from the drives for return to the ship. Cool. Right, let's boost up to the planet there. The artifact we found on that spaceship seems to be an interface between the ship's navigational system. Oh. Nope. Stop it. Scan the world. Oh, there's something here. That's interesting. So we'll look at that gyroscope in a little bit. Thank you. The anomaly detected from orbit turned out to be a very weak distress signal from a group of reptilian scientists trapped in a crevasse. Oh, that's the guys that these fellows are looking for. They identify themselves as Saurid scientists whose survey vessel was damaged in a surprise attack. They've been stranded for some time and are running low on supplies. Let's take them aboard and get them to their ship. They enthusiastically accept your offer, glad to not spend another night freezing freezing their scaled posteriors off, arse, in the frozen crevasse. Okay, well, let's go to the ship now and deliver our new friends. Perhaps that's going to open up further options. I don't know. Hello. We would speak to you further. We've rescued your mining survey team and will transfer them to your vessel immediately. Our lost brethren, you've done us a tremendous service to the Saurid Republic. Please accept these minerals as a token of our gratitude. Well, thank you. The planet where you've located the missing team is one we had already passed by. Your detection capabilities must be more advanced than our own. Is there anything else you wish to discuss? We have some questions about the races of this region. Which race in particular? We've had some run-ins with the Chittic. The Chittic are a most difficult race. Like the insects they descend from, they seek to expand, swarm, and consume. Their ships are not as powerful as ours, but they make up for it in numbers. They've recently become more aggressive in this region. We believe that they've established a forward base near 127 times 6.7. Most Saurid captains think we should eliminate the base now, before the Chittic can reinforce their position, but our civilian government has not authorised it. On the other claw, if a third party were to destroy that base... I understand. We'll see what we can do. Please understand, I make no request of you, but if that base did not exist, things would be much easier for us. I see. Tell us about yourselves. The Saurid mastered interstellar travel millennia ago, but we officially record our history from the formation of our republic only 500 years ago. Since then, we've dedicated ourselves to the peaceful pursuit of science. We have, however, been forced to defend ourselves from the Chittic expansion. No more questions about that. It'd be nice if there were more options there, I think. We'd like to trade with you. I'll pass your request along to the government's trade minister. I should warn you that because of the nature of Chittic conflict, we are very wary, or they are very wary, of exchanging critical resources with non-allied parties. Was there anything else you wish to discuss? Nope, we will be on our way. Okay, folks, I think that is a very nice place to end this particular episode. If you want to see more, you've got to hammer that like button. This is something that I'm definitely enjoying. I think it's really well made, and I definitely think you should check it out and maybe add it to your wish list for when it comes out into early access in December. You can check the link to its Steam page in the description below, and perhaps give the creator, the indie developer, a little bit of support in what he's doing. I should elaborate and say that this video isn't in any way sponsored. The developer contacted me directly and gave me the Steam key and said, do what you will with it. There was no question of sponsorships or anything like that, and he didn't request that I make a video. I think because I've done other indie spotlights in the past, he was interested in my opinion, which I've already delivered to him via a return email. And yeah, I really wanted to show this game off because it is enjoyable. There are certain parallels with games that I've been playing recently, such as Star Control, and I think it compares very well with it, and it's a very enjoyable thing. There are some more things that I would like to see done, perhaps an overall narration for when you achieve things or you accomplish things, and also maybe some voice acting as well. But these are questions that I've posed to the developer, and I'm waiting for him to get back to me on, just to see what his intentions in that regard are. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope it's been enjoyable for you. It's definitely been an enjoyable experience for me. For now, this is the Gul out.